when are you gonna get a new job like your brother? Mommy's an orthodontist.
I should probably put this down, shouldn't I?
I am starving, so I would love to begin.
You'd love to play with yourself.
I already did that today.
12 times.
Yay!
A load. It's looking at me with reproach.
So full of little mats that I'm trying to get out.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Hard Reset, a Cold North production. I am your host, Patrick the Law Morris, and joining me this week, as per usual, the effervescent Andrew Etchen.
Oh, I get to go first. Hello.
Yeah, you were complaining last time. Gorgeous Ben Reynolds.
Yeah.
And the tenacious Tim Miller.
Oh, hello.
So we're
Tim
gonna.
sounds like one of those people who's like, just like get the somebody started. He just didn't notice someone was filming him. Oh, hello.
Oh.
I didn't notice you.
I didn't see you there.
Oh, I bet
Like,
you're wondering how I got in this situation.
Like that. Like that special making of episode of Voyage of the Mimi, where like 10-year-old Ben Affleck is the tour guide.
God, I forgot that show even existed.
It's a deep cut right there.
I'm unfamiliar.
I remember watching it in 4th grade, and that was the most exposure I had to it because it was required for a class.
Same.
What?
I had to watch it in the 5th grade, and it was, dumb.
It was a thing.
Coming up
One I will never go back to.
on episode number 119 of Hard Reset, we'll be talking about some rumored upcoming games. And we're also going to be, because we're all stuck in quarantine, we're going to be kicking it, taking it easy this week.
Speak for yourself, bitch. I'm essential.
Ben is coming hard and fast in this podcast.
Emphasis on coming.
Emphasis on coming. No, we're just gonna be discussing what games we've been playing during the quarantine and what games we think are good to fill the time. But before we get to all that, I guess actually we're gonna discuss that later on. So we're gonna jump straight into the news at now.
The news show.
Know what you've been playing?
Show.
Well, that's the whole topic because. So
I like change, Patrick.
all right, so news at now. We are coming up on this is the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. It came out in 1985. Here we are 35 years later, and apparently it's gonna be a big one. So there are some there are some rumors going around of
Fantastic ones.
what I think should be
Fantastic?
called Super Mario All-Stars 2, but they probably won't.
No, they won't. They're not gonna take that opportunity.
Even though it's such a perfect name. But there are rumors going around of some Mario games coming to Switch, including remasters of Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy, all in the same package. Now, there has also been rumors of Mario Galaxy 2 as well, and then there's also rumors of Mario 3D World finally coming to Switch and being sold separately. So I know Ben and Tim, you guys in particular, really love Mario. I think you guys like it more than Andrew and I do. Not to say we don't, but just I think you guys are really into Mario. So I wanted to get you guys' take. What do you guys think? Are there other Mario games you would rather have, or what do you think is a reasonable value for these things?
Honestly, if they're going to be completely remastered, so long as Mario 64 is not the DS version. I want to stress that a lot. So long as it's not the DS version, I think.
Why? What's the difference?
So with the DS version, they added in 3 more playable characters, in Yoshi, Luigi, and Wario, which all had their own special abilities. Each one could only use certain caps.
Oh yeah,
if you ever played the main, like the original, Mario had the wing cap, the invisibility cap, and the metal cap. He could only use the wing cap, and then you've got Luigi, who could only use the invisibility, and Wario, who could only use metal, and it made challenges really, really fucking annoying. So long as it's not the DS version, I think we'll be good. Honestly, I think $60 would be a nice price point for all 4 of those games, if Mario Galaxies 2 is included.
60 each, or 60 for the bundle?
The whole package.
Okay.
The whole package. I think that's more than fair, especially considering the length of the games, how much content is in with each of them. And honestly, the one I'm looking forward to most is Sunshine, because I haven't played that one in the longest time.
Yeah, like a lot of those. I mean, with the exception of 64, I haven't played any of those, so I would be very into it.
I haven't really even played very much of Mario 64, so that would be pretty cool to play those old games finally.
Yeah, I mean, so Tim, I think that I don't have as big a problem with Mario 64 DS as you do, besides the name. But honestly, if they do bring the DS version over, I hope they call it Mario 64 DS Switch. Because, it's just, that would just be tacking the name of 3 different consoles onto the end of that game. But I think that $60 for all 4 of those games would be a pretty big ask. Honestly, and I don't like to say this because I know that Nintendo hears these things and says, "Oh, well, we're just going to charge more." But if they did say 2 bundles and a standalone, if they sold 64 and Sunshine together for 60, Galaxy and Galaxy 2 together for 60, and 3D World for 60, I would buy all 3 of those.
See, I don't think I'd pay that much for just 2 of them in a package.
Even if they're remastered?
Even if they're remastered. I mean, I've got all 4 of those games on my shelf right now, and as a collection for all 4 of them, without Mario 3D World, yeah, I'd pay 60 for it, but not 2 separate instances of 60, not $120 for 4 games that are going on 13 years old now of the newest one.
Yeah.
Or 11 years old on the newest one. I don't remember when Mario Galaxy 2 came out.
2010.
But, yeah, so 10 years on the newest one. It's just
on the news.
No. But I could see them releasing 3D World for 60. It's probably the best Wii U title.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be released at 60 because most of the other Wii U games that have come out on the Switch have been 60.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that I'm in the vast minority on this, but I think 3D World was a better game than Odyssey, and I would happily pay 60 for 3D World again.
But did it have a
T-Rex
and a song?
No, it did not.
No.
It was lit AF.
It was sick. That game was awesome.
One of the hardest final levels I've ever played in my fucking life, though.
Still haven't beaten it. Gave up.
Andrew and Ben, what value would you guys want to put on these things, and what would you need to get from these games to hit that value?
I mean,
I kind of
the
agree with
experts
Tim.
here. Yeah, I would agree with Tim. If it was $60 for a whole bundle of Mario games, I would be pretty happy to do that. But I'm also not as into Mario games, so I wouldn't really probably consider paying any more than that.
Okay.
For Mario games in general, $60 for a new Mario game, sure, but for those older ones,
Well, they're all new to you, baby.
doesn't matter if it's new to me. Some of the stuff, just like Tim said, it's been out for 10 plus years. So, things.
Yeah. Yeah. So what about this, guys? And just, I mean, basically this is the information we have. So I'm just gonna, I mean, like, we have rumors that these games are coming. We don't know to what caliber these games are coming as far as like how good they're going to look or what remastered means, because remastered of an N64 game really doesn't mean much. But
yeah, they made it from polygons to smooth, so now it's a new game entirely.
Well, exactly. And so, like, just hypothetically, if they were to deliver Super Mario 64 with Super Mario Odyssey levels of graphics and detail, and
I would shit my fucking pants. That would be dope. I would pay $60 for that alone.
If they
really
made it in Odyssey's engine, I'd probably pay for it.
Yeah, if they like really did a good job and kept it like pretty classic to the old 64 physics. I know I haven't played the game very much, but I know that people to this day still mess around with the physics a lot to like jink like through stuff and like jip it like through like and glitch through everything. I would probably pay $60 alone for a Mario.
$60 for one
Odyssey recreation. That would be fucking super cool. Or if they did that with like Odyssey and
that's
Mario 64 and Sunshine.
That's what I'm thinking.
Mario games I never really played, and I, being someone who doesn't know very much, I know those are two of the more popular ones.
If they would just like if they did both of those in like Mario Odyssey fidelity, I would 100% be down to pay $60 for that package.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be a real nostalgia bomb.
Are there?
I haven't played again. I've played some. Going to Bomb? What is it? Bomb Hill or something like that?
Like, Battlefield.
Bomb.
The Bomb on Battlefield or whatever. Like, I've at least played that level. That would blow my mind.
So, would you guys? Are there any other Mario games that you guys would want to see released? Because, I mean, for the 35th anniversary.
Paper Mario. Obviously, that game's not as popular as I thought it was.
I would like to see.
Or wasn't there one that was like a Mario RPG?
Yeah, Mario RPG.
Yep.
I'm sure that game's probably pretty cool. I never played that. That was like
pretty
Game
sure
Boy.
It's available on
Switch Online.
The SNES Online.
Ben, what were you gonna say?
I don't know what I would. I mean, besides these, there's nothing really that I would want.
Yeah. I mean, there have been other Mario games since then, but they were all. I mean, those five are kind of the big 3D ones, and those are the ones that people really, really latched on to. I mean, is there? So we all enjoy Mario. Is there another series that maybe we would prefer they do something like this with instead of Mario?
Sly Cooper.
Well, we know you're going to say Zelda.
Of course I'm going to say Zelda.
Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper? I mean, that's not going to happen. That's PlayStation.
I don't fucking care.
Tim, would you...
Back on the Mario track, the only game I could think of that I'd want to see come back would be Double Dash.
Just Metroid.
Oh, Double Dash was cool.
Just because Double Dash is really good. As for major Nintendo, yeah, I know someone just mentioned Metroid, so I'd like to see possibly the Metroid Prime games come back out, but
the Prime trilogy.
Honestly, I want them to leave Star Fox the fuck alone. They don't know what to do with it anymore.
Yeah.
What if they made all of those with fancy new graphics?
Yeah, no, fuck it all up.
I would love to see the 3DS version of Star Fox 64 come to Switch. That game was great.
Oh, yeah, and that was a really good version of that game.
Yep. Adventures, it'll never happen. That game is widely hated, and Nintendo knows it. Um,
Oh,
Assault-
really? I like that game.
there's a lot.
I loved Star Fox Adventures as a
Oh, I
kid
do
on
too,
GameCube.
but-
I loved that game.
There's a lot of hate for it though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lot
it's
of
sort of like Zelda, but like, God, it was so much fun.
It's furry Zelda. Like that's really all it is. An assault.
Fantastic perfection.
Assault would be nice to see. I think the controls would be a lot better with a dual stick setup. That actually makes sense. But again, I just don't see it happening, especially considering I think a lot of the licensing to that game was owned by SoftDeck, and I have no idea who the fuck.
Soft dick.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck owns any of that now.
Obviously, a bunch of soft dicks.
Nope.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully we get to see these Mario games later on this year. I hope they really give it their all and go the extra mile and do the whole Mario Odyssey. Give all of these games the Mario Odyssey treatment. That would be really exciting.
What if they're just on Switch and they're part of Nintendo Online? What if they're just ports and they're part of Nintendo Online?
Honestly, I would be even happier about that, Ben. That's an angle I hadn't thought of. I would be happier about that because that would be setting the precedent for N64, GameCube, and Wii games all being in Nintendo Online.
Yep. And that would be fan-fucking-tastic.
Yes, which I would love that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it shakes out. But I'm pretty excited about this. I think that this is a pretty cool rumor, and like, not only is it just like a one-off rumor, it's something that so many people are reporting on. Like, different sources are like leaking the same information.
But why didn't they announce that on March 10th?
I don't know. That's a
It was
good
lot
question.
to go through on March 10th. Like, a lot of stuff got released that day. Plus, you had the new Smash character reveal. And,
Yeah.
Who's the new Smash character?
So
ARMS.
we don't really know yet. It's gonna be one of the characters from ARMS, but they haven't been super specific about it.
They just said that they're from ARMS.
Person on the cover of the game, probably.
Probably.
Most likely, with the rest of his skins being a lot of different characters. So
Yeah, that would all they'd have to do. All the skins would just be the different characters. They all do the
exactly.
same shit. Like,
pretty much, yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never played it, but that's kind of neat.
ARMS is fun. If you get a chance, try out a demo of it.
So, in other news, 2 Call of Duty games in 1 month. So earlier, I think it was March 11th, there was Call of Duty Warzone, which, Ben, you're a big fan of. You're really enjoying.
Everybody
It's
I
already
know is trying to
season
get me to
2.
play it.
What was that, Ben?
It's already season 2.
Seriously?
Yep.
How?
People
don't
play
know.
video games.
It's just how it rolls.
Interesting. So yeah, Warzone came out on March 11th, and now Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, just the campaign, has been released on PlayStation 4 earlier today, March 31st.
Wait, it was released?
Yep, it's out.
All right, bye.
Are you really going to do that? Are you going to do it on PS4?
Oh, that means I get it too.
Ben, it's
Modern Warfare 2. It's like my favorite one. The only
it's
one that ever
$20
mattered.
bucks.
The only one that ever mattered.
Tim's like, I just really like the part where I get to kill all the innocent people in the airport.
That's the favorite. That's my favoriteest
Best
part.
level, Ben.
That's everyone's favorite level.
the best level.
I don't. I always.
That's
I'm a non-combatant.
Every time you play that level. I think Tim actually is turning on his PlayStation to download it.
I'm in the store right now.
So
I'm at the store right
it is a timed exclusive on PlayStation. It'll be out on other platforms on April 30th.
Maybe I should wait then.
I mean,
PlayStation is like a Gen 1
want
PlayStation.
what's that, Tim?
It'll look better on Xbox. I'm going to wait.
You're going to wait?
It'll look better on Xbox.
I mean, I'm thinking that I'm going to wait for Xbox too, just because, like, I don't know. Like, psychologically, I've always really closely associated the Call of Duty series with Xbox. And Tim, I'm not going to agree with you and say it's the only one that mattered, but it was one of the ones that did really matter.
You're one of the only ones that mattered, Pat.
Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. But no, I mean, this kind of came out of the blue. Like, basically, the trailer leaked yesterday, and then the trailer was... What's that, Ben?
It came out of my shoe.
It came out of Ben's shoe. Leaked from Ben's shoe, because that's where Activision keeps all their important files. And
I'm gonna go looking in there. Have you seen or smelled them?
It's top. It's security of a different kind. And no, so the trailer leaked yesterday, and then was officially released today. And at the end of the trailer, it says available now.
Oh, yeah.
So
in COD we trust.
I just think that like this is a lot of Call of Duty in 1 month, but B, I think, and I thought this when they released Modern Warfare Remastered, I think that this is a healthy cadence that they should build because Activision has always been looking to double dip on Call of Duty or even triple dip as much as they possibly can. And I think that if they were to hit a cadence of like a game every 6 months, so like a new one and then a remaster and then a new one and then a remaster until they run out of remasters to make, I think that could be a good way to keep they would at least get me probably once a year.
I don't know. They'd get me for this one and possibly Black Ops.
Which ones do you think?
All trash.
Which ones would be the silver bullet for you guys?
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2? Ben?
That's about it. I don't really give a shit about any of the other ones.
I honestly, none.
None
really?
of them.
You know what I want to see is Battlefield.
Bad Company remastered?
Yeah. That would be the best. I would love that.
I would really want to see
I
would really want to see Call of Duty 2 remastered. That one has always been my favorite.
Big Red 1.
The old World War II ones.
Big Red 1 was a really good game.
Never played it.
Well, hopefully it gets a remaster.
Big Red 1, but I did play COD 1 and 2.
2 was actually console exclusive on Xbox 360.
It was? Because I thought I played it on PC.
No, so 2 was definitely console exclusive.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, no, it was on PC, but it was console exclusive to 360.
Oh. Then I played it on PC, because I remember buying the first 2 on PC as like some of the first 2 PC games I ever played alongside the first Prince of Persia, Sands of Time.
Funny you should bring that up. Thanks for the segue. There's also a rumor of the Sands of Time trilogy getting remastered.
Really?
Oh.
I love Prince of Persia. That's like one of my favorite game series ever.
That's a really interesting choice.
I know, because they've tried to reboot it a couple of times since then.
Yeah.
Just bring back Sands of Time. Just do the first 3. The first 3 are fucking awesome. The second one's really, really hard, but the first 3 are really awesome.
Tim, what were you going to say?
The only Prince of Persia game I played was the one that was back on 360. And
Is that Sands of Time with the blue cover? Where
was it that weird one with Nathan Fillion? Or not
Yeah.
with, what's his name? Nolan North.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Is that the one where he's like all clad in like the red sort of scarf, Warrior Within?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's not Warrior Within. No, it's not Warrior Within. I know which one you're talking about, Tim. It's the one that gets all artsy.
Oh,
my nipples.
You're talking about Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
The remake one they did that was all cell shaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm posting
that
it in
was
Discord.
pretty shitty.
Ben, why are you doing that to yourself?
It's in Discord, this one.
Let's see.
Just that remake one they made back in the day.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah, that's that one.
Ben, any interest in Prince of Persia?
Maybe.
At least as long as it's not that.
It twists my nipples.
Yeah.
And then Tim, you also posted a story in the chat about Burnout Paradise Remaster coming to Switch. Which
I'm excited for that.
That's interesting to me. So I didn't play a ton of Burnout. I was always more in a Need for Speed. But from what I understand, and maybe someone can correct me, I thought Burnout 2 and 3 were the more popular ones.
I honestly have no idea as far as that goes.
Anyone play Burnout?
No. I'm a burnout.
Yeah, you're about to burn. But yeah, so I mean it's an interesting choice. So Tim, why are you so excited for it?
I did play Burnout Paradise a little bit. Back when it originally came out. I remember playing. I think it was at a friend's house. I know I didn't own it, but I do remember having a lot of fun with it, and I need a new racing game, so it's coming at the perfect time.
Nice.
If you want a really fun racing game, on the PS3 they have what the hell is it called? It's like a racing game where it's like a Disney interactive game where it's supposed to be a game show, but as you play and you get like as you drift on people and shit, you get power-ups so you can cause like avalanches across the paths and like cause like balls to swing across and destroy people.
I just love seeing Ben try and figure out what this game is.
What the fuck was that called?
Yeah,
Damn.
I got no idea.
No, I loved that game. Wait, I'll find it, but I'll find it.
Disney Racer PS.
No, it's not a Disney racing game. It's like a normal racing game, but Split Second. That's what it is. Split Second. Oh, that's an awesome.
How the fuck did you say? Where did Disney come into that?
Disney Interactive made it.
Oh, okay.
They made it, which is interesting. But like the game is like a racing game, but it's like as you drift or as you like draft behind people, you earn sort of energy for your car, and then you can use it to do things like like if you have full energy, you can like change the entire course or like blow up a tanker on the side of the road to try and blow some other like racer up so you can get past them.
Okay.
It's dope. Just a segue, but Tim, I think you'd like that if you're looking for a fun racing game.
And available for $3 online.
It's incredibly fun. It's so much fucking fun.
All right. So, that kind of wraps up our news this week. It was just a fun news week, but that means it's time for the topic of the show.
My cat is the same color as the blanket on my bed.
Okay. Topic of the show. We're just going to be talking about quarantine games and what we've been playing in the quarantine, what games we think would be good for the quarantine or are good for the quarantine. Andrew and I have been ripping and tearing our way through Doom Eternal. But I actually want to get started with Ben. So Ben, what have you been playing during the quarantine, and what do you think is a good quarantine game to play?
I don't know, man. I've played a lot of things, and
I started playing Outer Wilds.
All right, Andrew, we're gonna get to you, dude. Relax.
I mean, most recently I started playing Animal Crossing, and it seems like it's pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I've played a lot of different things.
Give us some of them. It's the topic of the show. You can talk about more than one game.
I dipped into a little GTA. I dipped into some Red Dead.
All right.
I dipped into some Warzone, obviously.
Obvi.
I've also played I've played a little bit of The Sims. I've played.
Jeez, busy bee.
I don't know. There's a lot of things.
Ben's just been so bored.
It's true.
When you can be playing Animal Crossing and The Sims and still need to play other games, you're pretty bored.
Well, the Sims, I had to cut myself off again because I was just like, it's too easy to just waste entirely too much time doing that. Animal Crossing, it's a little easier to just not waste as much time.
Oh, really? Because Jillian has not been having that experience at all.
Giggity.
Thank God I bought Animal Crossing for her right before this whole quarantine thing happened, because otherwise it would just, every single day would just be, I'm bored. But now she's just like, okay, I'm going to go get my animals. And it's like, all right. So
that is why all people should play video games.
So
people are like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, play a video game.
Ben,
my mom is like, I don't want to play video games.
Ben, which one would you say has been the best fit for quarantine?
So far, maybe with the little bit of Animal Crossing that I've played so far, probably Animal Crossing.
Okay. And why is that?
I don't know. It's just the most interesting thing that I like, because I've already played the other games that I was looking for a story, and like I'm sure that I'm excited for Resident Evil to come out on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for Resident Evil.
But yeah, right now, Animal Crossing's been the best thing that I've started so far.
All right.
I was just looking for something new and fun, and I didn't want to go further than we are, and that's the other game I've been playing is Plague Tale. I played a bunch of, but I didn't want to go further than we are in for this week, so yeah, I stopped on that.
Well, you'll get to finish that one though this week.
Yeah, exactly.
And
great
yeah,
game.
I'm enjoying Plague Tale quite a bit, but we'll talk about that one on the other podcast. But yeah, so I mean that sounds pretty cool, Ben. That it's good that you're enjoying Animal Crossing. I have really almost no concept of what it is. So every time anyone talks about it, I'm just like, what the fuck is going on in this game?
You're fishing and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. And then
you fish and you try not to die.
And you take out a mortgage from a raccoon who's a single father to his nephews.
He's basically Scrooge McDuck.
I mean, there's a small YouTuber. Shout out to Evan and Dakota over at 1117 Studios. But Dakota released a video a couple of weeks ago that really convinced me that Tom Nook is a good guy. Because, and I'm not gonna word this as eloquently as Evan, so you should just go watch his video. But or as Dakota did, so you should just go watch his video. But essentially, the dude, like, you show up, you're new in town, the dude walks up and he's like, hey, let me build you a house, and I'm going to loan you the money, and it's going to be interest-free. And then I'm going to build it with my own two hands, while also being a single father figure to my two nephews and running my own business. And I'm just going to make sure you're taken care of, and you're like, you're new in town.
He also buys weed from you.
Really?
Well, his nephews do.
This game, you're reporting a much darker game than I've heard from anyone else, Ben.
His nephews definitely buy 99 weed from me a lot.
Yep, I too have sold 99 weed to them.
So you guys are just drug dealers preying on the children of the community?
Yep.
Basically.
Yep. Who are very, very bad at money.
Yeah, they give you quite a bit of money for the weed.
It's $10 per weed.
Wow.
Yep.
Jillian caught a fish that was appraised for 15,000 bells today.
Yeah, CeeLo can't. Yep.
She must have a nicer fishing rod than I've got. Mine's just flimsy. I can't even get to my whole island yet.
Have you not learned to use a ladder?
Nope.
Andrew, is any of this selling you on Animal Crossing? Because it's not working on me.
No, not really.
I mean, you don't want to sell weed to raccoons?
I don't really want to sell weed to raccoons.
You go fishing, you can go fish bugs.
You're lost, bro. You can chill out with Tim. I can chill out with Tim. I wish me and Tim could chill out and smoke weed. Maybe we can, Tim. Can we?
Yeah, I mean, I've got some.
I mean, you guys chilled out and smoked weed for like a week straight.
This is true.
Oh man. Yeah, so that it's an interesting choice, Ben. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you that you just got this one, and that this seems to be the quarantine game for you.
You're a quarantine.
Thank you, Tim.
I'm quarantine. I'm essential.
What about you?
So I've been sinking my teeth back into RPGs mainly, something that has like big stories that can like keep me occupied for hours. I'm sorry?
Occupado?
Yes. So I started playing Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6, whichever one you want to call it. Played and finished that earlier this week. I've played and finished Tales of Berseria. I'm working through Tales of Symphonia again. I'm sticking with playing PSO2 like I mentioned last week. So basically anything that's just like a huge time sink and takes forever to get anything done is what I've been playing.
Seriously, that is a lot of RPGs to be playing all at once.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite?
Tales of Symphonia is definitely my favorite out of all of those.
And how do you feel that these are like occupying you during the quarantine?
Oh, they're definitely keeping me I wouldn't say entertained because I've played them all before. It's more like,
I'm just wasting time.
Pretty much. It's like this is just something for me to do while I'm here because I can't go out and do anything else, which is sad, but it's kind of the situation we're in at this point.
Yeah, if you're not doing that, then fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No, seriously.
Stay the fucking doors, you assholes.
Like, stay inside. So, Tim, do you have your sights set on anything else? Anything else that you're going to try and dip into?
Yep, Final Fantasy VII as soon as it comes out.
Are you going to do RE?
Yeah, are you going to do Resident Evil?
Should we think about splitting it on PS4 or should we play it on the superior systems?
I'm not super into it. So if you're going to get it on a better system, I'd say get it for the better system, Ben.
All right, I'll probably get it on Xbox because I bet Billy will probably be somewhat interested in it.
I will be buying it on PlayStation because to me, especially those older Resident Evil games, are just intrinsically PlayStation.
It's part of their heritage.
Yeah.
Andrew, are you going to get it?
I don't know.
Because you didn't finish RE2.
Resident Evil 2. I never really. I hated the looming threat of.
If you weren't such a bitch.
So yeah, exactly. I wish I wasn't too. So I don't know. Maybe
you got further in 7 than I did.
You both got further in 7 than I did.
7 was badass.
Wait, unless you played like 0% of 7.
Oh no, in 7 I've got
7. I got to the chick
got,
in
like,
the
maybe
fucking attic, and I was just like, "Fuck this! This is too scary. It's not fun. I'm just too scared of this."
The chick in the attic, dude. I didn't even beat the fight in the garage.
I don't even think I beat that.
The dad in the crazy meat area with the chainsaw, and that was about it.
Yeah, that's pretty far, Andrew.
Wasn't that like a third of the way? I got to leaving the front of the house and being.
I thought you played it. You
in
were
the
playing
yard
it again
with the trailer.
in VR.
No, I haven't gone very far.
Okay. That game is amazing.
I did do the garage fight in VR, but after that, I still have to like go upstairs or whatever and chase.
No,
him
but
up
literally, like I
and
literally
was like, fuck this.
couldn't even beat the girlfriend.
Yeah, Ben, you didn't even get out of the guest house.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like I played the least far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we all know that I finished
this
it.
is scary as fuck. I'm not into this. I'm not having fun.
Yeah, horror games
Like,
aren't
I shot this chick like 8 times in the face, and it does not seem to have affected her at all. I'm over this.
I'm over this. So you guys are bringing up a good point because Resident Evil 7 is my favorite one.
It made me poop my pants.
And
I hate it.
even though I
Literally
think
dead.
No. Could you imagine though? Almost. I feel like I'm like I get there.
I was like, oh wow, that's
Andrew was very scared.
It made me caca in my hands.
So no, I think that I think that Resident Evil 2 is probably more in line with what Capcom really wants Resident Evil to be. I personally enjoyed Resident Evil 7 more, and I think it's because it was scarier. I think Resident Evil 7 is a much scarier game than 2.
Well, we skipped my new story from yesterday, or maybe it was just this morning.
And that's what I wanted. That's what I want from a Resident Evil game, is to be very, very scared.
But did you see the news story that I posted today? Or maybe it was yesterday evening.
Where was it?
It was about how they're gonna jump off for Resident Evil 8.
Oh, I didn't see that.
'Cause you don't like looking at messages that I post.
Don't know why you're hanging on to that.
Because it's easy to.
And the only thing I see that you posted yesterday was that delicious meal.
Thank you.
God damn
Tim.
it.
No, it's other group, dummies. The game's news.
I see you posted about Assassin's Creed.
No, there was. Yeah, it's literally right before Tim put the Burnout Paradise.
Oh, it's just a link. Okay, my bad.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
look,
why.
hey. Oh, hey,
My
wait,
bad.
Oh.
New Resident Evil game coming in 2021 is cross-gen, biggest departure in series history.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Ben. So no, I'm actually really excited for Resident Evil 3 as well. I am more excited after watching the review from IGN. They said that Nemesis is like Nemesis is, at first he's a looming threat for the first couple hours, but then he's more relegated to being like major boss fights, like scripted boss fights. And that's what I want from that game, because I thought Mr. X was the worst part of, like, every minute in Resident Evil 2 that I was running from Mr. X was the worst time of Resident Evil 2 for me.
Haters.
Well, that might make me want to play it.
Hey.
So,
Like, I can deal with a mild looming threat that eventually leaves completely and only shows up at scripted moments. I don't like having it always be around.
well, it sounded to me like it was to a similar extent that Resident Evil 2 with Mr. X was.
Well, then I shan't be playing. Just kidding. We'll figure it out.
All right. Well,
Shit be playing.
Andrew, what have you been playing during the quarantine?
Mainly finished Neo. Got that finished, or Neo 2, and then finished up Doom Eternal. Loved it. Rip and tear all day long. And then otherwise, now I've fallen back into Warframe.
All right. Just back to more Warframe.
Yep, they just released a new Prime version of a frame that I really like, so got something new to look forward to, at least for the moment. And yeah,
nice. And so, which would you recommend for those of our? I think they're in. Are they Finnish? Is that what you call people in Finland?
Sure.
For our Finnish audience.
I would say if you like something challenging, like very personally challenging, Nioh 2 will certainly give you a run for its money. But if you want to just feel like, I think, Pat, you said it in the perfect way, it is just unashamedly a video game. Doom Eternal is just a shitload of fun. You just run around. Just every battle, if you put it on medium, it makes every battle feel like pretty meaningful. On easy, it just makes everything be like, you're in my way.
Yeah.
And I liked playing it on easy because it was just like,
oh, you played it on easy?
Yeah, enemies would show up and it was fun to just like be like running a hole through like a legion of monsters. Much more enjoyable.
See, for me personally, I like playing on medium because when I get into the groove, I feel that way of like I'm unstoppable. But like I have to be performing well. It's not just like no matter what. It's not just because it's easy. And that game,
like the no matter what.
The skill ceiling on that game is insane because you really do go from like white belt to black belt by the end of the game. And
yeah, like certain enemies, like semi-spoiler, the first boss encounter you really have, you'll face that creature later on several times, and by like the end, it's just like, another one of these fucking things.
Yeah. And you get so good at the game because the game does have a very high skill ceiling that feeling of like having improved is incredibly rewarding, I feel like. And I think is a huge, is probably like, I think it's a huge portion of the value of the game.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of fun playing it. It was definitely an enjoyable experience. And now I wait for yet another new fun thing to come out.
Well, Resident Evil 3. Friday,
Resident
baby.
Evil 3, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And then you're just back to Warframe, grinding away at Warframe.
Playing frames with my Warframe.
Where do you mostly play Warframe, Andrew?
PlayStation.
In his butt.
PS4.
He plays it in his butt.
Oh, you like to shove the Warframes up your butt?
Up my butt. I got the whole collection in there now.
Nice. That's a large cavity.
Until after I finish this next one, then I'll once again have all the primes. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on after that.
Oh, yeah.
I was playing Doom Eternal for a while, and then I wanted to slow it down quite a bit, so I restarted Red Dead Redemption 2.
So you put on some slow jams?
Yeah, I did. I put on some slow jams called Red Dead Redemption 2.
Didn't you try and 100% it?
Jam slow.
I am not going to try and 100% it. But I do legitimately think that game is like probably in my top 5 games of all time. I adore Red Dead Redemption 2. It's so just amazing as far as like the storytelling, and it's just I can't get over how good RDR2 is. And then I've also been playing some Breath of the Wild. So just looking for like big games that I'm familiar with.
You should get Animal Crossing.
I own Animal Crossing.
Well, you should play it.
Well, that would require me taking it away from Jillian, who has played 55 hours.
And she would decapitate.
Or more.
Yeah,
Or
there's
more.
No way you're wrestling that away from her.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Can you not play Switch while she's playing it?
Well, so
And how come it says it's Jilly who's online?
because that's her Switch name. No, but so in order for her to be able to play it and me to have the option to play it if I wanted to, I bought it physical.
Oh.
So that, like, because if I bought it digital, she would have to play on my Switch. And
Or you could just buy a digital now also.
Well, I'm not going to buy it twice if I'm not even that interested in it.
Under an hour.
I'm not that interested in this game though. So,
but I didn't think I was either.
And now here you are. But no, so probably not.
You can eat your whole island, bro.
Probably not. I'm probably just going to keep playing Red Dead Redemption 2 after I finish Resident Evil 3. But
well, I've been doing that too.
Now it's time for our weekly trivia challenge.
Trivia! Ben's gonna win again.
I don't mean for that to happen every time, Andrew.
I'm just gonna purposely lose so Andrew gets off my back.
Okay, this week's weekly trivia challenge is: which developer released Frogger in 1981? Was it A, Konami, B, Atari, C, Capcom, or D, Sega?
Wait, repeat once more.
Yeah.
Which developer released Frogger in 1981? Was it A, Konami, B, Atari, C, Capcom, or D, Sega?
Atari, final answer.
I'm gonna say Sega. Final answer.
I too am going to say Sega. Final answer.
Sega.
Well, Andrew and Tim saying Sega. You are incorrect.
Oh.
Huh?
Ben saying Atari. You are also incorrect.
Oh, thank God.
I like to hang Andrew over the barrel.
Fucking whore.
Oh man, no, it was Konami.
It was developed by Konami, published by Sega.
Mm-hmm.
That's what tripped me up. Okay, fair enough.
Konami made Frogger
And Metal Gear Solid.
Damn.
Yep.
What a leap. Get it? Giggity.
Hey.
Oh.
Well, that's all we've got for you guys tonight. If you liked what you heard,
Get the frog out.
if you liked what you heard, make sure to comment and subscribe or leave us a rating and review wherever you found us. We will be back next week talking about whatever happens in the next 7 days. You can see everything we do, including our other podcast, Game Pass Anonymous, all in one spot over at coldnorthpro.com. Until next week, reset.
Get ass.
Get ass, smoke grass. Dun, 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 dun. I'm so hungry, gonna make poor blue apples with kiwi and rice.